Welcome back, Flare community. As always, it is an absolute pleasure to be streaming for you today. And I just want to start by saying thank you to the legend that is Moon Chicken for the $100 bomb. Honestly, you're crazy, man. You really are. Thank you so much. So, just to taper expectations today, this is going to be a very informal stream. There's not too much information to go over, but I really wanted to talk about some of the recent price action within the market as a whole. So, first things first, the main news of today is we have a new FTSO data provider, and this is Aureus OX or Aureus Ox. I'm not sure how you want to pronounce that, but yeah, it's really great to see that people are definitely showing an interest in the network before the launch. We have a numerous FTSO data providers, and in fact, I've actually curated a list here, and we have 17 at the minute. So if you are on Twitter and you want to follow this list and want to keep track of all the data providers that we currently have, please feel free to check that out. So just to show you them all here that we're aware of, or also if you feel like there is any missing, please feel free to type it in the chat. But these are all the ones which I am personally aware of, and I think I do have everyone. So it's great to see this diversity with people willing to contribute towards the system. So very promising indeed. Now, I really want to just talk about some of the price action lately, and this is not something I really talk about in general, prices, but this is just going to be something that, I'll sort of just run you through the story. So first and foremost, Deep Space Flare, pleasure to have you in here, Indy. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you've had a nice break. I saw some nice picturesque pictures on your Twitter. Very nice to see. So yeah, I'll give you a brief history of my experience with cryptocurrency. So the first asset I bought was XRP, and I think I jumped in around here, around the 20% mark, 20 cent mark. And I was holding, and then here we started melting faces, and it went all the way up to $3.30 on this particular exchange, which is Bitstamp. And being naive and very inexperienced, I held, and I had this idea that we're going to go to the moon and all this good stuff, as I'm sure many young investors do. And unfortunately, that was not the case. And I held all the way down, and I held and I held and I held, and I began reaccumulating back in this zone. So I was reaccumulating in this zone, and then we got this FUD here. And then around here I was accumulating, and then the SEC FUD accumulating here as well. We rode it up here, and still I haven't sold. These are not my price targets that I'm willing to cash out of. So basically what we've had this massive retracement here, as we can see, and I know a lot of people are maybe emotionally attached to their investment at the minute, because if you're feeling uncomfortable with this price decline, then that's not a good sign. You really need to detach your emotions from your investments. And sorry, I should have prefaced this. I am not a financial advisor, so do what you want with what I say. This is just my opinion, okay? And so yeah, I really wanted to highlight this particular infographic here, and I'm sure many of you have seen it. It's the Wall Street cheat sheet. And the things with markets are, they are very psychological based, okay? And you see these points here where we're into a bull market, and people start, they're hopeful, and it goes into optimism, belief, thrill. This is where things get very dangerous, and euphoria, which signifies the top. And the point of euphoria, at this point, everyone that's made money down here, they're telling all their friends, I made 20%, I made 50%, I've made 100%, I've made 300%. You need to get in now, you're going to miss out. And this is where all of the retail investors are placing their money and trying to get in because they don't want to miss out on this opportunity of a lifetime. That's how they will get sold it. And in reality, the big corporations and media outlets are telling you to buy here. They're telling you to buy at the top. But in reality, they're trying to create an upward pressure and a demand for an asset so that they can unload their bags and make the price decline because they want to sell at the top and buy at the bottom. So there's this very interesting chart, and I know some of you may have seen it already, but this is the CNBC Bitcoin indicator, and this just really highlights the fact what these big influencers are trying to do, okay? So we have it here, and I know it's very jam-packed, but you can see that this is the Bitcoin chart in 2017. This was the top of the bull run, and it's been declining since then until the end of the bear market, sometime around 2019. I don't know. But if you look at all of these CNBC comments, and I apologize, I can't really zoom in on this, but you can just see some of these comments right off the bat. You'll notice that all these in green have this bullish sentiment. Basically, CNBC is saying this is the time you should buy. These are trying to drive the demand. What will hit 25K first, Bitcoin or the Dow? Let's see what else we can find here. It's very hard to see. Bitcoin breakout coming, just as we're on the top. And all these positive sentiments are at the top of the ranges, okay? And if you look at the bottom in these troughs, you can see that all of the sentiments is bearish. This is when CNBC specifically are telling you to sell. So, they're telling you to sell at the bottom. And we know that the general rule of thumb is to buy low and sell high. And this is why you should never let your emotions dictate what you do in regards to investing. You should make your decisions based on logic. And I put out a tweet earlier today, and it was basically saying, fundamentally, has your investment changed? Has anything changed negatively? Now, the price is just a short-term indicator, but in reality, if you've researched your project and you're educated on what it's trying to achieve and you believe in that vision, these short-term price fluctuations shouldn't really affect your outset, because unless you're a day trader, then it's not really applicable, okay? Now, for me, especially with XRP and Flare, I really do believe in the vision, and I know that the price of XRP right now, at this price here, with Ripple being one of the main drivers for XRP, Ripple cannot complete their vision with a 57-cent XRP. And personally, I know that other people are obviously building on top of the XRP ledger. The use cases are expanding enormously. But I want to focus on Ripple because I think Ripple's the problem which Ripple are trying to solve really is something which is fundamentally, or I believe fundamentally, going to change the world. They're trying to create the financial infrastructure for global rails, cross-border payments, and they're targeting all the money. You might have heard that from Evan Schwartz. And honestly, at this particular price, it's not possible. They don't have the liquidity. So this was just a quick stream just to sort of reassure you guys that don't lose faith in the vision what you have, or the belief what you have, all the time you spent researching. Don't lose your faith just because the price has declined. Make sure that you're patient, remove your emotional attachment to your investments, and just wait until this plays out. There's people here who sold after, or let's say here, for example, after the SEC FUD, maybe news outlets were saying, um, you should sell now because the SEC has alleged XRP as a security, when that's extremely debatable. So, um, the thing is, if you look on some of the older charts as well, I know that XRP doesn't go back that far on this particular. In fact, I'm not sure if Bitcoin. Here we go. Look, let's do something crazy and jump to the monthly. After each of these bull runs, like this bull run here seems almost insignificant, right? But when this declined, in fact, we may be able to stretch this out. See, imagine if you just saw this chart here, trying to just chop off the top here. You'd think that this is extremely scary, right? But the people that believed, and they thought that they believed in the actual protocol itself, even if they bought the top here at just 1,000, this looks like a minuscule blip on the radar when you zoom out and you actually see what's happened since then. Okay, so I think patience is something that we can all practice. And, if you believe in your investments, just ride it out. And don't make any rash decisions based on some short-term price fluctuations, okay? Um, Again, this is not financial advice, although it might seem like I'm giving financial advice. I'm just basically telling you my opinion on how I believe the markets work, and very psychologically driven, as we can see from this Bitcoin indicator here. There's always agendas, and you've just got to roll with it. And there is something else that I would like to say as well. Don't ever be afraid to take profits, because, as I said back into this chart here, I missed out on an opportunity, and there's no shame in taking some profits, and it's basically a way to de-risk. If you do see some absolutely crazy gains, then you could, if, say, for example, like myself, I bought here with maybe an average price of 20 to 25 cents. If it reached this point, I could have sold a small portion of my bags and basically mitigated all risk. I could have sold a fraction of my bags and reaccumulated all the money which I put in. So the main thing to take away from this stream is these sharp declines, they're out here to shake the market. And you shouldn't buy into the fear, and you shouldn't sell based on these meditated actions. You can bet that the volume is going to rise when this springs up, and it's all the big money and the smart money which are rebuying at these lower levels. They're not buying at these prices, okay? So, before I do leave, there is I've read this book many times, Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets, and I've read a few books on technical analysis. But if anyone does want to read further, I would highly recommend this book. It's a very long and complicated read, but this is my go-to. This is like my Bible. I have it on my desk all the time, and I definitely recommend it if you do want to study this technical analysis. So that's just some food for thought. Again, like I said, it's just a short stream for today, and yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up there. So before I sign out, I would just like to thank Moon Chicken again for dropping the 100 bomb. Honestly, it's very much appreciated, and I think based solely off your generosity, I'm actually thinking of buying a new computer very soon, and this is going to be it's going to be an absolute game changer for me, because I'm currently working on a 2014 MacBook Pro. It's very slow to render and create videos. And yeah, Moon Chicken, I really do think that I'm actually going to get a new computer, and I can't say thank you enough. This is going to mean better quality videos. I might be able to do some 4K editing. They're going to be more videos more frequently due to the decreased time it's going to take for me to create them. And yeah, just in general, life is just going to be a lot better. So thanks a lot, guys. And I really do appreciate all of you taking the time out today to come and join this stream. So with that being said, have a great day, and until next time,